Thank you for tuning in to High Impact Flicks. If you haven't done so already, take a second right now to hit that subscribe button, the bell notification icon, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with everybody you know. If you can hear the sound of my voice, it's probably because you're a part of the resistance. What a lot of people don't know is that I have a little known channel, and I'm going to provide a link to my last video where I commit a horrible mistake with my first encounter as a First and Second Amendment auditor. It's truly embarrassing. You'll want to check it out. It's in the pinned comment, and the link will be in the description. Hey guys, study after study shows that if you want strong bones and muscles, healthy hair, skin, teeth, and nails, you need the 5 types of collagen in your diet. I get mine from BioTrust. I've got a link in the description with a massive discount, and it'll tell you all about it. I can't remember who sent this to me. Says, what the hell is Joe Biden doing with his hands during the CNN town hall meeting? We were actually going to play some of this today, so we'll take a look at this. I'm not sure what they're referring to because I haven't seen this yet.
About that, with just in terms of inflation, because you had told us at the town hall, I think it was in July, that this was just near-term inflation. The Wall Street Journal recently talked to like 67 financial experts about that, with just in terms of inflation, because you had told us at a town hall, I think it was in July, that this was just near-term inflation. The Wall Street Journal recently talked to like 67 financial expert about that, with just in terms of inflation, because you had told us at a town hall, I think it was in July, that about that, with just in terms of
people are so freaking creative.
Inflation, because
I gotta see this again.
Us at a town hall, I think it was in July, that this was just near-term inflation. The Wall Street Journal recently talked to like 67 financial expert about that, with just in terms of inflation, because you had told us at a town hall, I think it was in July, that this was just near-term inflation. The Wall Street Journal recently talked to like 67 financial expert about that, with just in terms of inflation, because you had told us at a town hall, I think it was in July, that that is just freaking funny, man. I saw this before we went live tonight. Apparently, Steven Crowder's in trouble again. This is from day before yesterday, and I hadn't seen this until today. CBS official rips horrific racist comments, end quote, by conservative commentator Steven Crowder. The Hill says a conservative YouTube host has been accused of making horrific racist comments targeting a local news reporter in San Francisco. Steven Crowder, the host of the political podcast and YouTube channel Louder with Crowder, commented on reporter Betty Yu's facial features and described her as having, quote, an aggressively Asian face. He made the comments during a segment on his show on Wednesday, CBS San Francisco reported, and the remarks were made in relation to the closure of San Francisco's only In-N-Out location for failure to follow the city's vaccine requirements for customers. San Francisco In-N-Out, actually, let's just listen to what Crowder says here.
San Francisco In-N-Out, they've been in a battle with the city over, let me just let them tell you the story, vaccine requirements.
Brian, right now, this Fisherman's Wharf aggressively Asian face is open, but only
it is,
for to-go
orders.
Take a look at that sign on the door. It says indoor dining is unavailable at this time, and that's because the city's Department of Public Health said In-N-Out is not complying with its health order to...
You know, I mean, it's amazing how much Steven Crowder is allowed to push the envelope on YouTube. And I'm not saying, I don't think anybody should be censored. Nobody should be censored on YouTube. No speech should be censored. When you cut out a man's tongue, you're not proving him a liar. You're just telling the world that you fear what he might say. And I think that people should be left free, not allowed, because allowance puts power in the mind, in the hands and the minds of those people who want to rule over you and go, oh, we're just allowing you to do this. I think people should be free in the open square of public debate to say whatever they want to say, whether it's stupid, whether it's intelligent, whether it's logical or illogical. They should be allowed to, or free to say whatever they want to say. But you know, from the perspective of the Silicon Valley oligarch, Steven Crowder does push the envelope, and I'm surprised that he's still allowed, from their perspective, to stay on their platforms, because from their perspective, they would have a reason to kick him off. I've been I've been shut down. I've been demonetized. I've been struck, and my YouTube channels have been completely eradicated from YouTube for way less than what Steven Crowder does. And I'm just, it's pretty amazing that they're still accepting him.
For proof of vaccination from customers, it was not denying entry to those without proper documentation. Now, the city confirmed it closed this location temporarily last Thursday. In-N-Out said
the city
that
confirmed that it closed a private business for not acting like the
FDA.
It would not
comply with what it called the requirement to act as the vaccination police.
And he has a good argument there. The city, the government closed down a private business that other people frequent. In-N-Out is like one of the most congested and busy fast food chains anywhere. I've never seen, you know, outside of a lone McDonald's in a small town, I've never seen a fast food restaurant as consistently busy as In-N-Out. And I'm talking about really busy. And even during the through times, they call it a through time between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m., they still have traffic lined out on the road. People wanting the In-N-Out burgers and the animal fries and the shakes and all that kind of stuff. So you've got the government stepping in and shutting down a private business. No American should be okay with this. No American, because if they can shut In-N-Out Burger down for whatever reasons they want to shut them down, oh, it's always for, you know, public safety. It's for the greater good. You have to understand, we're doing this for you. It's necessary. Like William Pitt the Younger said, necessity is the plea for every infringement of human freedoms. It's the argument of tyrants. We got to shut them down. It's the creed of slaves. Government, please shut them down. Please save us. Please protect us. And it's more about the lemmings who want to be ruled than the rulers who want to exert rulership that are our major problems. Because if you have the few rulers at the top wanting to violate people's freedoms, that's nothing. Because there's more of us than there are of them. But if you have a whole bunch of sheeple, if you have a whole bunch of lemmings calling for the chains of their own oppression and your oppression, that's where we have a serious problem. That's where the major fight is getting into the minds of and setting brush fires of freedom in the minds of men. And like Daniel Webster said, good intentions will always be pleaded for every assumption of authority. And he says, it's hardly too strong to say that the Constitution was made to guard the people against the dangers of good intentions. There are dangers that come along with government-funded good intentions, and usually the danger appears in the form of tyranny.
By the way, the reason I say that is because, you know, usually with the reporters, they're kind of Americanized Asian. So I think it's a good thing.
No, it's fantastic.
Culture. It's a good thing. It's full Asian.
That's a good thing.
I wish she would.
Oh, he got himself out of that right there. So he can actually, his lawyers can actually go back and say, hey, that aggressive statement that I made, I backed it up. Just look at it. That's a good thing. I'm calling that a good thing. So he basically covered himself. Maybe in his earphones, what does he call it? Half Asian lawyer Bill Richmond said in his ears, "Hey, you need to put a spin on this. You need to make it sound good for the YouTube algorithms. You got to get your butt out of a sling here."
Have kept your fan.
Yeah, you know, a little bit of dancing. Well, look, it looks hot. It looks like it's hot.
Yeah, that's right.
But here's the thing.
I'm Wong Geisha.
They pushed the envelope. Not from my perspective, from YouTube's perspective. So I thought that was interesting. CBS television stations and KPIX5 fully support our colleague Betty Yu and condemn the horrific racist comments directed at Betty, as well as the other demeaning Asian stereotypes spread during Steven Crowder's program on Wednesday. A joint statement issued Wednesday by CBS said that's continually, by the way, if you didn't know what CBS stood for, it's continually broadcasting Shiite. These hateful and offensive remarks are outrageous and destructive and reaffirm the importance of our work as journalists to shine a light on anti-Asian violence and hate speech when it occurs. I'm kind of surprised that YouTube, if they haven't already, I haven't heard, I'm kind of surprised if YouTube doesn't issue a community guideline strike based on hate speech. I would be very surprised. Having been the recipient of hate speech strikes in the past for way less than this, it's going to be hard to believe if he gets out of this. But then again, he has a bank of lawyers that can leap at every whim, at every demand of Steven Crowder, you know, because he's got him on the payroll. The Bay Area chapter of Asian American Journalists Association also denounced Crowder's comments and said, quote, They condemn comments that create an unsafe environment for journalists, especially women of color. Crowder was recently suspended from YouTube for violating the platform's hate speech policy after he made comments against the trans community. Many commentators online have decried Crowder's comments and said it is casual racism. If you're going to allow the White House to spread disinformation and misinformation, and the White House is going to suspend all comments, disable all comments in violation of their oath to uphold, protect, and defend the freedom of speech. If you're going to have mainstream media constantly telling lies and spreading their own disinformation while the Silicon Valley oligarchs point back to mainstream media and call them a top shelf authoritative source, you got a hodgepodge of hypocrisy going on here. I don't want CNN, MSLSD, Phone News, the White House to be kicked off of the public square of open debate. Why? Because I think we on this side have a more rational, logical, human rights oriented message that can combat any of their nonsense. Bring it into the public square of open debate. All they have is ad hominems. You know what mainstream media resorts to when they look at us, right? Oh, you frickin' conspiracy theorist. You misinformation and disinformation agent. Those are ad hominem attacks that people pull out during an argument or during a debate because they have no argument. Listen to our experts, our authorities. If you don't, then you're a misinformation agent and you're spreading disinformation and you must be a part of the QAnon conspiracy theorists. That's how they do. That's what people do, and that's what people say when they have no argument. They have to make fun of you based on how you look. They have to call you names because they can't go toe-to-toe with you on the issues.
Hey guys, we know with the way things have been going, it can get really interesting really quick. So make sure you and your family have a long-term storable food supply. Support the channel and get $50 off with my link in the description while you still can.